In this lesson, I will talk about determiner exceptions. And by that, I mean situations where it looks like you should use a determiner, but actually you should not. Some nouns can be either a thing or a non-count activity. And when a noun refers to an activity, do not use a determiner. So here we have an example of a sentence where a noun is a countable thing. I don't jump on my bed. So bed is a count noun. I could have two beds, and I'm being specific here. I don't jump on my bed. But if I say something like, I go to bed at 11 o'clock, there the word bed is no longer a singular count noun. It's become a non-count noun because it's referring to an activity. And here it's referring to sleeping. It's like saying, I go sleeping at 11 o'clock. And when it's referring to an activity, the noun does not need a determiner. You'll notice, though, that we do have a preposition there. So that's common to all of these nouns that are acting as activities. They have a preposition in front of them. Here's another example of a noun as a countable thing. She waited in front of her school. So there we do need the determiner because we need to be specific about which singular count noun we're talking about. However, when we say she went to school for many years, we're referring to an activity. So we must not put a determiner there. So that's like saying she went studying for many years. Here's another count noun. We did not enjoy the dinner last night. So there we're being specific about which count noun, the dinner last night. However, when we say we met for dinner after work, the activity we're referring to there is eating in the evening. We met for eating in the evening. And so there you must not put a determiner. Okay, let's look at some more examples. The breakfast this morning was delicious. There we have the definite article because it's the breakfast we had this morning. But when I say I shower before breakfast, there what I mean is I shower before eating in the morning, and there's no determiner. They met at the church on 96th Street. So there it's a specific countable noun. But if I say they are at church, I just generally mean they are worshiping, they are praying. I'm telling you what they're doing, not talking about a specific singular count noun. So it would be incorrect to say they are at the church. That has a different meaning than saying they are at church. She started her class last week. Class there is a countable noun. But if I say she is in class, I am saying she is doing a specific activity. She is learning. Okay, and last one, he is staying at the home of a friend. There, it's a singular count noun, home. But if I say he stayed at home all day, what I mean there is not going out, staying at home, not working. So if the noun refers to an activity, it becomes a non-count noun, and you should not use a determiner. There are some other count nouns that can be activities such as court, jail, prison, university, hospital. So you need to decide, is it a singular count noun or am I using it to refer to an activity? Home is another noun that can have two uses in the sentence. It can either be a thing or it can be a direction. So when home refers to a direction, you do not use an article and you do not use to. So that's a mistake that a lot of students make. They say, the man walked to home, because they're thinking probably of the man walked to school, right? Where the noun is an activity. But in this situation, home is acting as an adverb in the sentence, not really as a noun. So when home is a thing, this is how we would use it. Maybe the man bought a home. So there we're using the indefinite article because we're just saying he bought a home in general. Doesn't matter which specific one. Or we could say it is just like the home he grew up in, a specific countable noun. And in these sentences, home is just a singular count noun like house or dog or car, etc. But when home is an adverb, we use it like this. The man walked home. And remember, adverbs describe verbs. They describe how or in what way the action happened. So in this sentence, home is an adverb of place, and so it's telling you where an action happened. And so he walked in a home direction. In the same way he could walk south or up or down. It's telling you how he walked. It's no longer a singular count noun, and so that's why you do not have a determiner with home in those sentences where home is acting as an adverb. And you also should not use a preposition when home is an adverb of place. So let's practice with home, because that one is really tricky, right? Because it could be an activity, it could be a singular count noun, and it could also be an adverb. So let's see if you can fill in the blanks here correctly. Number 1, my cousin bought blank last year. So are we talking about home here as a singular count noun, as a direction, as a activity? What do you think? Well, the correct answer here is a home. So we need to use the indefinite article because we're, not being specific about which home. We're just saying a home in general. My cousin bought a home last year. Number 2, she thought it was blank of her dreams. So again, are we talking about a direction here, an activity? No, we're still talking about a count noun. She thought it was the home. Which specific home? The home of her dreams, her dream home, a specific one. That's why we're using the definite article. However, number 3, she can't go blank now for 2 weeks because her plumbing is broken. So are we talking about an activity here at home, or are we talking about a direction in a homeward direction? The correct answer is home. Here we're using it like an adverb. She can't go in a home direction now for 2 weeks because her plumbing is broken. So number 4, she is currently staying with a friend, which won't be easy because her friend's 5 children still live at home. And here, at home refers to an activity. It means not working, not going out, staying in the house. So yeah, I know that's not easy stuff, but there are situations where you should not use an article, and this is the reasoning behind it. If home refers to an activity or a direction, do not use a determiner. So it's easy to summarize this lesson, but I know it's going to be a lot more difficult to apply it. But here's the summary. Do not use a determiner if a noun refers to an activity or a direction. So here's an example that uses both. I went to school and then I went home. Here, school refers to an activity. I went studying, and that's why we're not using a determiner. And then home refers to a direction. I went home. I went in a home direction. I went maybe south. Okay, so yeah, determiners, those are those tiny words that cause so much trouble, but hopefully when you understand some of the reasons behind why we use them or don't use them, it will help you to speak English better.